Last time, we created a cozy little farm in preparation for some villager trading. We made a few extra buildings to house some farms in the future, and overall began a move towards some industry. Alright, so what I want to do in this video is I want to make a bunch of machines because I am seriously low on resources. I mean, if you just look in this chest, I have so many diamonds, 1 iron ingot. That is just not acceptable. And so, what we need to do is we need to start making an adjustment towards automation. And so, we need to create some farms in order to get a bunch of resources to make our lives a lot easier when tackling these large-scale projects in the future. So the plan is to build a lot of simple farms in order to get the basic resources to expand to larger, more complex builds down the line. However, in order to build these initial farms, we first must have an iron farm. Without that, it all goes kaput. Okay, so now we know the plan, we can go get some villagers, get them to breed, and then they can start making iron for us. It's alive! This is good. We have people that we can steal. Where are you? Yeah, you better look away from me. Buddy, I don't think you're meant to look like that. Why do you have tiny feet? Alright, quick sleep. And then slavery. I mean, okay, we've successfully got 1 across. Now to get the next one. Okay, number 2. Success! Yeah! Yeah, you follow the food. I'm here. No, 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 no! 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 He escaped! Oh dear. Okay, scratch that. And break. Aha! Yes, you know you want to be a farmer. It's been your calling your entire life. Come on. Now get in there. Oh, I've made a mistake. It is going down. Wait. Oh, yes. Okay. Haha. They're doing it. Success. Haha. We got one. Hello, Rupert. There we go. Awesome. You guys can get to work now. So after I got the villagers breeding, I thought I'd set up the iron farm, because honestly I was in desperate need of the stuff. And I thought I'd talk over this bit too, because it's quite nice, instead of always putting music on and just letting the video play. Ignore the fact that I burnt myself, that didn't happen. So I thought I'd talk a bit about how the farm works, because I designed it. I went into a creative world and messed around a little bit, and essentially it works off the general consensus of 3 composters, 3 beds and a zombie. I push a zombie up and down in a boat with slabs blocking the line of sight to the villagers when they sleep. This means that they'll reset their 20-minute sleep cycle, spawning golems continually and giving us lots of iron. So I've just been sat here for about 20 minutes, and you can see that the farm is running pretty smoothly. I think this farm produces around 200 iron an hour, which is pretty good for an early game farm, and you can see that it works pretty efficiently. I mean, I've just been sitting here for 20 minutes, and I've already got 70 iron ingots. So it works pretty well. So now we have the iron farm somewhat checked off the to-do list, we can start focusing on name tags, because by the end of the episode I want to have a full villager trading hall set up with zombies making trading exceptionally cheap for us. Alright, so I've been pretty busy making this villager trading hall in order to get a name tag, and you can see just behind me what it's going to look like. So in here what we've got is we've got a little villager trading system, which is pretty standard to be honest, sort of all in a line. I did run out of glow ink sacks, so I need to go get some more of those. But it is looking quite cozy. I'm not quite sure what to do with the roof yet because, well, quite frankly, I don't have enough resources, which is why we need to make all these things. But it all comes with zombies in tow, and so if we go down here a sec. Ow. And so you can see just here that we have a zombie going round on a minecart, and essentially what we can see is when we pull this lever, a zombie will come up, it will kill the villager that's going to hide in here. There'll be a trading block here. The villager will be sat right here, and you can see that he will hit me and he will hit the villager, so that he will kill the villager, and then we can use a weakness potion and cure them. And that means that we can get cheaper trades, and it's all automated, so I'll send him back down. And we can see if I press this lever, he'll come to this one. So it's all pretty simple. So I've just taken shaders off to show you the inner workings. Essentially, that lever is just above the stone there, and just above these redstone lines. And redstone, it will take a signal from here. It will turn off this torch, which means that the powered rail up here that sends the zombie back down, that gets turned off so that the zombie stops at the top, and then this redstone torch then gets turned off, which means this redstone line just here gets turned off, which means this redstone torch powers, if you would stop hitting me please, the redstone torch powers this rail. In fact, I'll show you. So if we just move out of the way here, he will go up there, and the rail has switched. You can see that this is a different direction to this direction, and he will go up. That rail is turned off, like I said. This turns off, this turns off, meaning this turns the rail a certain direction, and then the zombie will stay upstairs. So I'm pretty happy with it, and it means that we have farms that can run indefinitely with zombies or any mob that needs to be name tagged. I'm pretty sure zombies are very common though. I don't think there's many other mobs that need name tagging other than zombies. But this is good. We have a trading hall completely set up. The other barn isn't done, but that will be done for another time. But we have this set up, and you can see that it's coming along. It's coming along. We're getting there. Oh, and we also reached day 201, which is pretty exciting. So that's cool. So now the trading hall is set up, I could work on getting those name tags. You can see I'm getting the villagers into the hall as a temporary base for getting emeralds, as I don't like to use fletchers and sticks because I think it's a bit cheap. Instead, I'd like to use farmers because they also supply me with golden carrots. And so you can see me getting the farmers into the trading hall to make them as cheap as I possibly can before trading. I spent a couple hours doing this, going back and forth, making sure that everything was right so that I can get the librarian set up immediately, as I get bored quite easily, and so having everything set up was a must. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can guess what's next. Alright, so we've finally got access to name tags, and so now we can name the zombies, which I'm going to do real quick, and then we can figure out our next steps. Angelina? Gerald? And of course, Joseph. Alright, there we go. So, now with name tags being acquired, I think for our next steps, I'm going to refer to the plan earlier with all the farms. And now we've completed both the iron and the melon farm, I think the next farm I want to tackle is an Enderman one. So I'm going to gather up the resources to build it, and I'll see you when I'm ready. Okay, so I've been very busy. I've collected up all the resources for the Enderman farm. I decided to put some villagers inside my trading hall, and I decided to put some enchants on my elytra because I thought it would be very useful in the end, because I can guarantee that I will fall. It's just something I do. I can guarantee that I will fall and lose every inch of progress that I have made. So now that we've gathered all the resources, we can go and make the Enderman farm. Let's get to it. Oh no. Well, that happened. Luckily, I managed to save a bit of my gear, but my elytra has been lost to the void. So I'm going to have to go get another one of those at some point. But it's okay. We move on. We move on. I'll get my gear back up to where it was, and we'll continue from where we left off. Alright, well, we're back to where we were. We don't have an elytra, but I can get one eventually. That sort of thing can be done pretty quickly. But the Enderman farm, that works well. It works the same as every Enderman farm does, so that's good. And then the next thing that I think I want to do is a mob farm, because when I eventually get an elytra back, I want some fireworks, and that means I need some creepers. But I also want to get bones and string and some other bits and bobs. So it's going to be a mob farm next. Okay, so I have been very busy. I've built the mob farm, and I've also, in the silo behind me, I've built a sugarcane and bamboo farm. I switched the slime for a sugarcane farm because this video is already taken 3 weeks to make and I do not want it to take any longer. So I wanted to hide everything and sort of just have 2 output chests. But in here, I had 23 to begin with, so this is working, you know, relatively slowly, but it's still quite good. I like it. And then this bamboo farm is just going to produce wood for me because, I mean, I'm in this area a lot, so any passive income of wood is going to be good for me. But I have also been quite busy up here with the iron farm and the villager breeder. And the reason is because I think they look a little bit out of place. And also, I don't know where Joseph went, but he's gone. And so is the boat. I think an iron golem must have got out somehow. I have no idea what happened, but we're going to have to get a new zombie. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to build some sort of housing to make these buildings fit in. Because right now, it's a bit of an eyesore. So I think we need to fix that. I absolutely love the way that this has turned out. I love this build. This is my favourite build to date, I think. Out of all the worlds and all the times I've built something, I think this is honestly my favourite. So I tried to give it that old-timey mining outpost vibe, because the old mining outposts, they used to have steel on the roofs, and the steel would rust, and the rust, you know, it turns red. And I used this reference image to sort of try and get that feel with the planks on the side, because it was made out of wood mainly, but with the steel roofs. And you'll also notice, because I watch a lot of this game called Rust, and Rust, the mining outpost, actually looks very similar to these types of things. It's very open instead, but I quite like what I've done, and I think it fits in really well, especially with this windmill in the background. Alright, so we've reached the end of the episode now, and I just want to say an absolutely huge thank you, because I am a small YouTuber, and for you to spend, 20 minutes with me means the absolute world. So seriously, thank you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. We will be building a cool ship dockyard type thing with a medieval twist to hopefully fit in with with all these builds. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!